In Ukraine, fierce fighting continues around the strategic eastern city of Pokrovsk, with Russian forces attempting to take full control of that area. Ukrainian officials have acknowledged that the situation in the Donbas city has become difficult in recent days, but say that troops are still fighting there. Kyiv denies its forces are surrounded. It released this footage on Wednesday showing soldiers at the city's City Hall. Now, the brutal conditions on Ukraine's front lines are taking a toll on efforts to recruit new troops to fight against Russia's invasion. But for some, the call to fight for their country's freedom is one they cannot ignore.
Reunited after weeks apart, sisters Yana and Nastya both serve in the Ukrainian army. Nastya heads the personnel department of an artillery division, while her sister Yana is a squad commander and junior sergeant. Reflecting their roles, the sisters say they have very different personalities.
She's so calm. She can calmly resolve conflicts with words. And I'm so hot-tempered.
Yana joined the army last year. Nastya signed up in 2023. The sisters say that serving their country at the same time makes it easier.
I'm already used to shelling. If something is flying, I already know what to do. I'm not in such a panic. On the contrary, I can still calm some guy sitting next to me. Calm down, everything is fine. It will fly by in a moment. Calm down, everything is fine. It didn't come for you. I think she'd even be scared that the Shahar drone would fall nearby and would affect her.
Why are you making me sound like that?
You're softer than me. I'm tough. And you're such a sweetheart.
The sisters face many challenges in the army, even criticism about their appearance.
What triggers me is that people don't understand that although we serve, we're also women. We want to be well-groomed, beautiful. I want to wear makeup, have beautiful hands, nails, hair. Why do they care? I'm here and you're there.
It's also very upsetting that men who would never voluntarily come here write this. I don't know. Maybe they're envious that women are stronger and have much more courage than men. I don't know why that is.
Yana is the only woman in her unit who is regularly on frontline duty in the Pokrovsk offensive.
The most difficult thing is the road. What goes there, what comes back. Because there's no communication, anything can happen to you, anything. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. And that's why she's very worried.
When she's in position, when she enters or leaves position, I spend as much time as possible to hear what the situation is like. What is happening there?
With no end to the war in sight, the sisters are clinging to the hope that it will come to an end soon and they can spend more time together.
And now let's bring in DW's Rebecca Ritters, who's joining us with a view from Kyiv. And Rebecca, there's still intense fighting around Pokrovsk, we understand, with house-to-house battles. But the Ukrainian army is also battling another challenge, the shortage of soldiers. How important are these women that we saw there in that report and other women at the front line for the recruitment process?
Well, Sarah, manpower and a shortage of it has always been a huge issue in this war for the Ukrainians. They are outnumbered in many battles. In this Pokrovsk region, for example, sometimes we're hearing at a number of 1 to 10, so everybody makes a difference, and women do play an important role in the military. According to the Military of Defence, there's around about 70,000 women taking place. Now, that makes up 8% or so of the total armed forces, and a much fewer number, around about 5,000, are on the front line. But it's also all these support roles that, of course, free up roles for other people to then be taking on those infantry roles or those frontline roles. They do play an important part there, and many women, like the women in the report we just saw, work in these drone units, which have become incredibly important in Ukraine's battle against Russia on the front lines. So they do play an important role, but I think it's unlikely that we're going to see anything towards mobilization. I should add that all of the women that are in the military are there voluntarily. There is no mandatory service for women, unlike men. So, of course, that also plays towards motivation. People who are signing up voluntarily have a different form of motivation than those that are conscripted. So definitely women playing an important role. But as I mentioned, unlikely that we're soon to see any numbers equaling 50-50. But, nonetheless, manpower is such an important thing, and these women playing a crucial role.
Okay, that's very interesting. And I want to get to this intense fighting also around Pokrovsk. Can you tell us a little bit more about the situation there and the importance of the town?
Yeah, Sarah, I mean, we've been talking about Pokrovsk for nearly 2 years now, nearly 2 years that Ukraine has been defending this key city in the Donbas region, in the Donetsk Oblast. And we are seeing more and more in recent days and weeks that things are looking pretty dire. We're hearing that Russia now controls around 60%, that we are really hearing conflicted reports coming out of there. It's very difficult to get detailed, of the moment information. I was in the Donbas region recently. I just returned from Donetsk, and certainly people are worried there about what will happen when Pokrovsk falls. It is a key logistical hub. It is part of a very strong defense for Donetsk, and people are worried that once Russia Russia does take Pokrovsk, that they're worried from that area they'll be able to launch an attack on the two remaining major cities in that area, Kramatorsk, Slavyansk, and then, gain control potentially of the entire Donbas region. That is a key tenet of Putin's aims. He's been saying that since the beginning. That's something that he wants, that Donbas region, so he's pushing very hard for it, but definitely a very serious situation in Pokrovsk at the moment. But as I say, we have been talking about this for a really long time. This time last year, in fact, we were talking about the imminent fall of Pokrovsk. And even in February, my team tried to get into Pokrovsk to see the situation there. It was deemed too dangerous then at that time, and we weren't able to get into the city limits. But they've been holding on to it for all this time. It's now November, and we are seeing that it is going to potentially fall very soon, but we just can't say when or, in fact, if. As I say, we've been talking about this for so long, and the Ukrainians have been managing to hold on. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens in the coming days, Sarah.
Rebecca Ritters in Kyiv, thank you.